is y'all doing? How your mama and them doing?
Good. How your mama and them? How they doing?
How everybody doing?
Yes, child. Amen, y'all.
This is Harmonized Podcast with Nina
and Kenya.
Where we talk about all things being black,
being a woman,
being a wife,
being a mommy,
being a performer,
being a Christian, and all the things.
You see, we got to think about it every time. Like, who are we?
I know. I got a lot of hats. You got a lot of hats. Because you know what? You have to wear a whole lot of sub hats with those hats.
Hats and sub hats and sub texts and sub
I'm moving in. We moving into scarves and gloves and shoes. And
because fall has fallen.
Fall has fallen, y'all. It's here. I know you feel it. We definitely feel it. Last week,
yes,
it was me trying to get through my nostril.
Yes.
This week is you
trying to get through.
I'm still trying to. So together we got one nostril each that works.
So if we sound a little bit nasal today, that's
and we
why.
do all of this, all of that.
I will try to get most of those out in post production.
Yeah. Okay, let's get the kids.
When I do not feel my most confident about my own voice, I tend to go into character voices. Yeah, so throughout today's show, I might sound like several different people, and we will just channel Sarah Jones on Playdate, and all of my characters will come to visit.
I remember seeing you. Oh. I have to tell you this, Sarah Jones. I know you listen to me. I know you're listening.
That's right. She does.
Yeah,
we know famous people.
We know famous people. But wait a minute. Miss Sarah Jones, do you remember when you did your 2015 1,000 Woman Act at Cafe Largo over on 137th Street in Harlem? Remember that? I want you to know, baby girl, I was there. I have loved you since then. You're a rock star. That's all I wanted to say.
Yes.
I just love her. And I would love to see you doing the Meryl Streep stuff. I'm ready. I don't know if anybody else is ready, but I'm ready. I want to see you. I want to see you more.
Girl, well,
I know she's like, well, then you need to get a ticket.
You know she has a podcast now.
I know she does.
Yes, Sarah. So if you all have not, if you like actors and acting and intelligent conversation and fun conversation, you should check out Sarah Playdate with Sarah Jones.
Yes.
And she has fabulous people on talking about all different sorts of things. Yeah. And as different ideas occur to her, she just drops into character and they come to visit.
Yeah.
And so her characters will start interviewing the people while they're sitting there. And when I first heard her podcast, I said, damn it! Because
it was an inspiration.
Well, it absolutely was. Yeah. And I'm a one-woman show girl too. And I was like, why didn't I think of that? But that's when the work is really good, when it makes you say, oh, I wish I had done that.
Oh, and you know what? That is so true.
Isn't it though?
Have you ever, people out there, have you ever, gotten some information and you're like, oh, dag.
Like, I can do that.
I could have done that, or I could do that. Well, according to Nina, because, when Nina talks, people listen. People believe her. She is the Bible part, too. But Nina she will usually say, that means you're on the right track. And I'm like, that doesn't mean you're on the right track. That is not even it, Nina. And just like, yes, it is. Oh, okay, you might be right then. And then surely if you give it a little time and you work on it a little bit, sure enough, you're on the right track, just like Nina said. Hence the Bible part 2.
You're silly. You're silly. No, but I mean, it's like, that's how I learned how to deal with my own artistic envy and jealousy. Like if the work was so good that I wanted to be a part of it, it was usually something in me that was trying to be brought out.
Yeah.
And once
that's a good way to understand it.
Yeah.
You have to work with that because you want to be happy.
And
maybe you don't, but
no. Because most of the time I genuinely am. Like anytime I am Issa Rae, who you rooting for? Everybody black.
Yeah, right. That's me too.
And so I usually am genuinely so happy when any of us is in that sweet spot, and that mastery in our art. And when I am so happy that I'm also like, ooh, I wish I did that. then I'm like, oh.
That
Okay,
means,
wait.
Yeah,
so
that's a language. That's something. It doesn't mean jealousy starts and you should get your knives out.
No,
it doesn't mean that you should
work.
start sabotaging anyone to make their career terrible. No, it means for you to get to work and start working on that thing and make your way and your place in the world.
Yeah.
So
that's how the podcast started.
Yes, thank you.
Hello.
So thank you, Sarah.
Yes, Miss Sarah Jones. She's one of our inspirations for the day.
Yes.
So speaking of that, we want to. We're kind of all over the place,
I know,
but it's okay.
We're good.
It's okay.
We're doing good.
We're like the leaves falling from the trees right now.
It's all good. When the leaves are falling from the trees.
Oh, wow. Musical theater with Kenya.
As a 9-year-old.
So what we do want to say, though, is we want to let you know holiday season is upon us.
Yes.
We are.
What was your first feeling?
No, stop.
Was it yay or was it
girl? I am trying desperately just to get these two things.
Oh, go ahead. Get those two things. Girl, what you waiting on? Get them out. No, just kidding.
So holiday season is upon us. As you know, we are wives and mothers, and you know, we are pushing through with everything in us, but we are also wise enough, at this point in our journey,
the wisdom
to know when we need to take a break. So we have 2 more episodes before the end of our season.
Yay!
And it will be the end of season 1. Yay!
Yay! Woo!
We're so awesome. Yes, and we're going to be taking a break. And we have some surprises over the break.
Yes, you'll love them.
So we're gonna take a break and spend some time with our families and get the holiday season doing what it does and relax and refresh. But we have 2 more episodes after this one before the break. We're gonna have some premium content dropping as well.
Yes, I know. You're like, well, what is premium?
Well, you tell you later.
Yes, listen to the next 2 sessions.
Yes, that's
and
right.
we will let you know.
Oh
my
God.
She's
musical
We're not
today.
stripping though, for real. But
She
you know,
was.
well, I'm layered. It's Ohio. I finally took my coat and my scarf off.
So funny.
Dance, dance. Da, 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 all the way down to my turtleneck. Da, da, yeah, Liza.
Oh my God. So, speaking of inspiration, we wanted to shout out some ladies.
Yes.
Some of our Black Pod fam,
Yes.
our hashtag Pods and Color fam.
You know, it's Wednesday, but tomorrow is going to be Thursday, so consider yourself early ladies night.
Right.
This is a shout out to the ladies.
Right. So we want to shout out these podcasts.
Yes. Go on, Nina. Shout them out.
You ready?
Yes, go on.
You need to check them out. You need to follow. You need to subscribe.
Yes.
You got that?
Dualistic.
Dualistic.
Yes.
Time for some action.
Yes.
The Brown Girl
Experience.
Tea with Queen and Jay.
Oh, tea.
Yes. Spilled Tea podcast.
Yes, Spill Tea. Hey, girl, what y'all? I love the hair, honey.
Right.
Can you come and do mine?
Between us girls.
Yes.
Who had a scandalous poll on Twitter last week. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
Black girls talking sports.
Yes, that's right. That ain't me. You know I don't know nothing about the sport. But go on, Black girl talking sports. Yes.
The
Nash attack.
Hitting hot
Hot wings, baby.
and fresh out the cocoon.
Oh, fresh out to the cuckoo.
Oh, Lord,
I know, instead of straight out of Compton. It didn't work. I'm not really a rapper. You could tell that, right? I'm bad. That's okay.
Kenya's not a rapper. Okay. But we just wanted to shout out some of the ladies. If we left you out, charge it to our heads and not our hearts. Gentlemen, don't get jealous.
Yeah.
We will shout y'all out.
We know y'all
want to
be jealous. Don't get jealous.
Don't get jealous.
Yes, and our hands are up. Our hands are up and our head is bobbing.
Right.
Don't get jealous.
Don't get jealous.
What was in that tea you made, Miss Nita?
know.
I swear to you, we both had a cold.
I promise you it was not a hot
I think I'm going for a second one. Excuse me.
It was some tea from Tivana. And here's a Nina and Kenya harmonized tip. In case you did not know, the Starbucks company is closing all of the Teavana stores.
You hear that? Ooh. Did you want some more too?
I do.
This is delicious. Y'all listen. Oh my God.
Doesn't it just sound relaxing?
Sounds good. Wait. Let me go get the almond milk.
Yes.
Excuse me. Sorry con mucho. Excuse me.
So, but yes, the Teavana stores are going out of business. They're closing all the stores that are in the malls. I think they're still going to keep the products in the Starbucks stores themselves, but that means come Black Friday, they're going to be having some sales and stuff, child. So if you are a tea snob like I am, you should go get you some tea from the Teavana. Mm-hmm.
Yes, child.
Yes.
It's some good stuff, y'all.
Whew. Yes, we are currently drinking a cinnamon blend, and it is lovely.
That's right.
Yes.
And it's not too many it's not too bad because I just put this almond milk in there.
The almond milk creamer by Silk.
No sugar. I didn't have to put any sugar in. Nope. So I can feel like I'm having my fix without, being so concerned about my boo-boo right now.
All of that.
Mm.
So we wanted to talk about.
Oh, that is lovely.
Kenya.
My bad.
So
yes,
we wanted to talk about a couple of things today.
Yeah. What are we going to talk about, Miss Nina?
Well, as we enter the holiday season,
we're going to take over the world.
we want to talk about practicing gratitude.
Yes.
And how, what are some, not to be cheesy and like, what are you thankful for?
Every day I wake up and I roll over and I write in my journal because my pencil happens to be there. I don't write no journal because when I wake up every day, I'm just stumbling out of bed. The kids are taking my pen anyway or my pencil and have used it. Now we're at the point where they're using it for science projects.
Right.
Before it was just like they just took all the crayons and I would never have anything to write with. So I just have to say my gratitude stuff in my head.
Well, yes, and no shade if you have the journal.
If you have the journal, you go ahead. You are organized and your children know what they're supposed to touch and not touch. Mine don't. Mine just touch everything. But yes, it's November 1st.
Yes.
This is a perfect time to practice gratitude because I'm going to tell you something. As you know, what was it? Dia de los Muertos. Some of you celebrated. I did. And then Halloween. Oh, we had so much fun for Halloween. Yes, we did. And those are considered, I guess, dark. Those are the dark holidays, or they're fun. They can be.
I think they are misunderstood.
They're misunderstood holidays.
Like I've had to correct many a church person about Dia de los Muertos because it's like, okay, just because you don't understand,
right,
and what you see as a skeleton does not mean it's the devil,
right.
That's not what
you
that
know.
means.
What you know what's under your skin, right, and under your ligaments,
right. You have one.
There's a everybody has one, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's a good thing you have it because you wouldn't be able to stand. You would fall over like a little noodle.
And actually, I had a really interesting
excuse me
encounter with a parent.
Okay.
And because at that time I was in, an arts administrative position and all the things, I had to be very neutral. Yes. I had to listen to understand. I had to, approach her with much empathy and all of those things. So I listened to all of her concerns because the art teacher was doing a Dia de los Muertos project with the kids. And she was just like, it's just death and everything all around him. And I just, Lord Jesus. And I was like, okay, no, I understand that. Yeah. And I understood her concern because, there's a lot of high violent crime in that neighborhood. So I understood where she was coming from, But I also understood the church indoctrination that, was part of where she was coming from.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, let me ask you something.
Go on.
Do you know how at the Passover when they put the blood of the lamb on the door?
Yeah, that's yes.
And God told Moses to tell them to recite, you know, how they are the children of this one and that one and the other one, and how all as far down as you can go. You can go all the way down to Christ. They say, you know, that you're the God of Isaac and Abraham and Israel and Jacob and all the things, all right? Those, It's like, it's like, well, those are ancestors. Yeah. It's like, so, you know, they are ancestors because they are people who have passed on that you were related to. Right. It's like, so when people who practice African religions thank the ancestors, they're actually doing the same thing.
It's the same thing,
when we practice, you know, or even just teach the kids about, because we're not telling them to practice anything. We're not teaching them about it. The Dia de los Muertos, it is a celebration of ancestors who have gone before. Right. And she was like, oh, yeah. Well, nobody ever told me that.
Okay. It must not exist.
I was like, yeah, babe, it's because it's different.
No, she was black, so she didn't say it must not exist. She just
even though black people do that too.
Oh, they do.
But we hear it more from our Caucasian brethren and sisters.
Yes.
I explained it to her and we talked about it, you know, because the thing was they had already done the project, and all of the classes in the entire school that had art had done the project. And it's like, we're not taking it down, ma'am. Right. It's not going to happen. The principal is not going to come through the hallway and take down all the children's artwork because you're upset. Right. But if you tell me why you're upset, maybe I can, you know, ease your anxiety a little bit.
And a lot of it was just a lack of it's a great thing that this happened because art, once again, like it usually does,
come through.
It educates us. It brings us together culturally. It helps us to understand. If there were no art to do that, we would all be so we would be in such a mess. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And that just a child doing a project ignited a conversation. Yeah. And a woman learned something about herself and about a culture that she never really knew. Yeah. Now, the funny thing is, this is my first official Dia de los Muertos celebration.
We promise we're not drunk.
We're really not. But this was my first one that I went to with Hector. Hello, I know you're there. You know, I don't know how to pronounce your last name because I don't see it in front of me. But anyways, but he is a wonderful artist in Cleveland, Ohio. And he's been producing this for 13 years. And I'm just getting around to it. And mostly is because the kids were too little. They were too, you know, it was too cold. I didn't, you know, whatever. But it was really good because it gave me an opportunity to celebrate my ancestry, or at least think about it, you know, so, you know, and there is a certain darkness, I guess, that comes along with that, you know. We won't even get into Halloween. That's like a whole different thing. But I think the point is that when fall comes, the earth is moving, it's shifting, the sun goes away. Whether you see it in the sky or, you know, when you can see it in the sky or you feel it within yourself, there is a darkness or a settling that happens around this time of year. For some people, it can be very concerning. And then for others, you know, it could be something else. I'm not sure. But either way, it's not going to change. Yeah. You know, it's going to happen. And so I think this year I took advantage of celebrating both of those things because I know that there's the light that's going to be necessary for the rest of this year, well, finishing out this year.
Yeah, and a very real thing.
Excuse me.
Many people have you know, issues with SAD, seasonal affective disorder. And, you know, and that's real. That's like a chemical thing.
It's real and it's normal.
Yeah, that shifts in your brain. And, you know, when it gets darker earlier and it gets cold and all those things, there are some people who are just like affected in a way. Yeah. They're not normally prone to depression or typically in other seasons prone to depression, and sometimes that winter, especially if it's a harsh one, those things happen, and there are ways to deal with it. One of the simplest things, and I did not realize that I was dealing with it very mildly until a couple of years ago. Because I grew up in New Orleans. It's a subtropical climate. It's on the equator. There is sun.
Right, all the time.
All the time. Like the sun shines when it rains. It's sun. So that's the reason why I didn't go to grad school in London.
I don't blame you.
Because I had an opportunity to go to grad school in London, full ride, and I went.
I love London.
I went for a 3.5 week intensive over the summer, and it looked there in what I knew to be summer, like it looks here in Ohio right now.
Oh my God, that's summer,
right? And I was like, oh no. It's like, I can't do this. No, Gina, no.
Oh my God.
Like, I gotta go back home.
Girl, yes.
But I had to go there and experience it to understand that. But
that's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
And I'm thinking about college. When I went to college, I went to Tennessee, so it got cold, but it was still, for me, it was still relatively warm, relatively sunny. There was, but I think for fall, because my parents are Southern, and they moved up here with their Southern ideas,
right?
They probably went through what you go through being in Ohio. And so, they're really good for making, lemon butter and lemon garlic and lemonade and all kinds of lemon peel products, lemon facials, all that stuff with lemons. And they do it so well that I've finally learned how to master that. And I just remember in the fall, the things that brought me comfort, probably stuff that might be very English, I would think. Now that I'm thinking about it, because London people, y'all have to deal with that. But I went to the theater. Like, I love For the Darkness, because I was like, oh, we gotta go to the theater.
We're gonna go see a show.
We're gonna go see a show, and that I don't know, for me, it feels good when the lights go dark, and then the set is up, and they're like, out of nowhere pops a person with lights, and music. So that was the theater for me, and that was the ballet, and that was the orchestra is a little different, but you know what I mean. But all of those things happen around this time, and it would continue on, and so I found comfort. Maybe that's why I listen to the BBC in the fall. Probably. or the WCLV, the classical station.
Right. No,
because of those comforts.
Yeah.
And I noticed Miss Nina, even now, candles.
Yes. I pull out the candles.
Honey, she is the candle queen, y'all.
I'll pull out
y'all want to donate some candles over here? Oh my gosh.
But candles, something about the practice of, I think some of it undoubtedly comes from my Catholic girlhood.
Oh yeah.
And going in, and we would always go in and we would light a candle, the thing. But there's something about tangibly bringing light into the darkness, like a physical representation of bringing that light.
And everybody's skin looks so pretty
in a candlelight.
Right? Yes. Try and capture that film.
Right. But that, just that practice of lighting a candle makes me, it brings me peace. It brings me comfort. And it brings a sense of warmth, even if the candle is too small to physically warm you,
Tell me this, what's your favorite scent?
Oh, vanilla.
Yes. I took like baked apples, and you like that stuff.
Oh yeah. No, in the fall, my house smells like an apple pie. a vanilla cookie, an apple pie, something like that. Now I also really like anything lavender. But I like softer scents. I like vanilla and sandalwood mixes.
Okay, yeah.
Well.
I like fall for some reason. I'm
spice.
A sandal. Yeah, I like the sandalwoods, and I like the. I don't know. They don't really have scents, but if you go to Bed Bath and Beyond, they used to make these things like earth, wind, and fire and water. Those I love those.
Yep.
And pine. By the time we get to Christmas, it's all about the pine.
Always.
So
always. Got to have the pine smells.
Yes.
In and around the house.
Yes. Candles, y'all. Candles everywhere. Candles, tea.
Candles and tea and
all of that.
All of
I feel better already.
See there? Ta-da! Candles, tea, and art.
Yes, art galleries, art, everything art. Yeah. But I think these things can at least settle us so that we can keep an open mind, so that we can begin to practice gratitude, which I think is just so important for this season as we're getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Right.
And you know, there are, if you Google practice gratitude, it will give you 10,000 things, 10,000 articles and sites and everything in like 1.25 seconds.
Keep a pencil in a journal according to
And there's one that I found, and of course we'll put it in the show notes, where, you know, this man, his name is James Clear.
Okay.
Talks about his simple daily habit of gratitude, and no matter what happens, when he sits down to eat his dinner, he just stops himself, takes a deep breath, and says, I'm grateful for, and finds one thing to say that he is grateful for on that day, and he does it
and mean it,
yes, and do it every day, and that seems like such a simple thing. But I was talking to my friends, Missy and Tai. Hey, y'all.
Hey, Missy and Tai.
That I went to college with. And we were talking about grief and how it cycles around, you know, because we're all at that age now where we're burying grandparents and great aunts and parents and all of those things. And just talking about this idea of being in the place in adulthood where now you're having to take care of yourself.
Yeah. In the midst of all of
this.
In
the midst of everything. And how, like, we know what to do. Like, we know you're thirsty, get some water. You're tired, take a nap.
Right.
You know, like we know.
But usually you're saying, but I don't feel like it.
Right. You want someone to come and take care of you.
Right.
And when you're a caregiver, mothers, this is even more difficult to do because you get in the rhythm of caring for other people.
Right.
And if you don't build caring for yourself into that rhythm, you will forget to take care of yourself.
You really will. It's funny because as you mentioned that, you know, there's a certain level of peace, at least that I get when I care for people and you can see the result of it right away.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, a lot of projects that I do and I don't see the result of it right away. But I do if I see that, you know, my children are hungry or my husband's hungry, we're hungry. And, you know, even before I address my own eating issues, I can do something within 10 minutes that will fix that. And they're good. And I may not even respond. It happens so rhythmically now. I don't even respond. But then I'm just like, now I'm hungry and I don't have any more energy for myself.
Right.
Like it really takes an effort to put yourself back in that equation. And if you're not careful, you could be out of it so long because you're so happy to see everybody happy.
Yeah.
And once you realize that you've neglected yourself, you're like, oh my gosh, who am I? What have I become?
Right. And then taking care of yourself begins to feel like it's a luxury as opposed to a necessity.
A burden. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's like if you don't take care of yourself, you get into the rhythm of taking care of everyone else.
Right.
And you forget to take care of yourself. When you finally do get to do it, it feels like luxurious and strange.
Right.
As opposed to something that should be your normal.
That's
and
right.
your
That's
typical.
right. That's right.
And then taking care of your self stuff can be really simple. And the things that we think of as luxurious, you know, I'll use myself. I won't speak for anybody else.
Okay.
I will use myself. Like I know some women, and I would always envy them this, right? Who is like, listen, hair is done. Nails are done.
Yes.
Face is done.
Oh, I'm trying to get there,
right.
honey.
Anytime you see them, that happens. And they always look so put together and, you know, all the things, right? And their house is a certain way and, you know.
Yeah, girl, I'm trying to get there too.
The kids look a certain way and like all of those things. Now, that's not to say that all of them actually had all those things together, right?
Right.
But I'm gonna shout out my cousin Shalimar.
Yes, Shalimar. She has it all together. She gonna tell you she don't, but she do.
We're gonna shout out Shalimar. So my cousin Shalimar, has 4 kids. Mm-hmm. We are first cousins. We are 2 weeks apart. Mm. And we wound up, even though we lived halfway across the country, doing a lot of things within weeks or months of each other. So like she got married one year, I got married the next year. She had her baby a year later, I had my baby. It was like that.
All of that, right.
And so there was a point in time where Shalimar went through a painful divorce. Mm-hmm. And she and the kids' fathers, they co-parent successfully. Mm-hmm. But during that time, like, I knew how much pain she was in, and she is not a person that lets it show. Mm-hmm. And I only knew because I know her.
Right. Right.
But when I tell you, lunches were made, hair was did, and not just hers, but all her kids.
Yeah.
Right. 2 boys, 2 girls. House was clean. They showed up for functions. They were happy, healthy, all the things. Mm-hmm. And then, this wedding, she had. This wedding, Lord, this God. Summer it's right. Beautiful. Yeah. This summer she had a wedding that broke the internet.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the love she
Can
deserves.
you put that on the show notes too? Will Shalimar?
Yes, I will show. I will put the dress.
Yes,
child, honey, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, her dress broke the internet. People were like, I don't know who has this dress on or why they have it on, but I need to wear it to the Black Panther premiere.
Right.
But it's like, as I began to have more children, mm-hmm. what I began to understand is she had to do those things.
Right.
So that she did not go crazy.
Right.
So that she could maintain some normalcy. Right. So that she could withstand the day to day. There were certain things that had to be in place for her. And one of them was taking care of herself.
Right.
It's like, I am not going to allow myself not to... be taken care of.
Right.
I'm not going to look like somebody dumped me on the side of the road.
Right.
And she has never.
Right.
On her worst day.
Right. She just got it like that.
Listen, I took my cue from her. Hair would be braided.
Go on.
And every time she went in to have a baby, she looked fabulous.
See, I didn't even know that was possible. I took my scarf in and was like, good luck,
she'd
world.
Be like, call our other cousin, Malika, come braid this hair. Or... as she says to the children now, where's my good hair? Bring it to me. But she is not going to be caught not looking good.
But I think this is good to bring that up, because as women, I think we look at each other and say, oh, dang, she's got that. I don't have that. I'm a loser.
Right.
No, I think that you are right where you are to be. Mm-hmm. And should you find yourself in that position where you're feeling that way, let that be something to inspire you. You just mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
When when you feel like it's a moment of comparing or jealousy, transform it into being something that inspires you. Take away something that you could do for yourself if that's the feeling that's conjuring up within you.
Yeah.
And do it your way, the way that works the best, you know.
Absolutely.
And does it take a little time and some effort? Yes, it does. But life is like that. You have to make sure you take care of yourself, because if you don't, yourself is going to let you know about it.
Oh, yourself will let you know.
Yes.
You will fall out on the floor.
Yes, and have a fit and be like, how come I can't? And yourself is going to be like, well, I tried to get you to work on me. Well, I don't know what to do. Well, we need to work together.
Right. And I'm going to tell y'all a secret. Like, here is a new thing that my sister, World Peace.
Yes, Miss World Peace.
Got me hooked on
Have you ever seen
Lord.
the bluebirds in the
My sister got me hooked on sheet masks, the facial masks.
Oh, yes.
Which, now are everywhere. You can get one for like $1. You can get
I'm going to post a picture of
$3 for $4. Right. You can get them anywhere. So so I have once a week I do a mask, and then I found it's an Epsom salt, aloe, and coconut oil foot scrub by Dr. Teal's. So it's like
wow.
it's like $3 at the Target or the Walmarts if you shop there at the Target. But what I do is, right, I wet the feet.
Yes, wet the feet.
I put the scrub on. And then I take the saran wrap and put it around my feet.
Oh, yes.
And then I put the fuzzy socks on.
Oh, that's a
for
great
like
idea.
20 minutes.
Oh.
And then when I take it off and rinse, they are just baby soft.
Oh,
and it
my
feels like you
cow.
went somewhere to a spa.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Isn't it wonderful?
That is one. You know what? Let me tell you what I do to get babies soft. You ready? This one, Uncle Lino showed us how to do.
Oh, yes, Uncle Lino.
Yes. So once you shave, let's say you're shaving your leg. Let's talk about the legs. Okay. Because everybody, we need to talk about the legs. Okay. So, you know, and I'm a dancer, so legs are very, very important for me.
Yes.
So, after you shave your legs, you get the St. Ives. You could do something expensive if you want to. Mm-hmm. I ain't there yet. So do the St. Ives, the peach, I think it's peach nut scrub, and just give yourself a scrub. Now you could use any of them. You could probably use the you could use the Teals. Dr. Teal. Is it Dr. or Mr.?
Doctor.
Oh, he got his doctorate degree. Okay. So you get Dr. Teal.
His doctorate degree.
You can do that and then rinse. You know, just exfoliate and rinse, and it'll. I find that it not only keeps my legs smooth, but it kind of prevents the hair from coming right back right away. So, and I just love that. That's one thing that really makes me feel good.
News.
Oh, we were talking about gratitude. My bad.
No.
Oh, I had to tell you this funny story.
But this is what we're grateful for.
These are things. Yeah, these are things that we are grateful for. But let me tell you, my friend Trish, she was my roommate at TTTSSSU, my friend. She became my friend because when we were in a medical class, it's a long story. I was in a medical class because I didn't want to take the regular science class on the regular day. So I was like, I'll try this biology class. It was a medical class. Anyways, I went in there and told her a joke. I told the class a joke because I'm from Ohio and I was trying to just make people laugh. And nobody laughed except for Trish, who happened to be from Ohio. Anyways, I say all of that to say, she had her child before I did, like way before I did. And so she was able to offer some type of guidance and advice, and she could see that, you know, she needed to come visit. I needed someone to come visit me, and she could see that I just needed to be connected into the world again. And when she came, she brought these masks, you know, and it's funny because I'd seen them at the dollar store and seen them all these places. And, you know, I could always conjure up enough money to get some French fries, but for whatever reason, I never thought about conjuring up enough money to get these dollar masks or anything.
Right.
That mask changed my life. The funny thing is, though, when we put the mask on, we straight up look like mummies. And Jordan, my son, I think it was either Jordan or Sage, while we're lying down on the bed with these masks on our face, we're sitting there taking pictures of us this whole time. We've done it twice. Once we look like the mummy, and the other one we just look, I don't know, we look like Jason. We look crazy, for real.
That's funny.
But I'm gonna post these pictures with Trisha's approval, and you can laugh for yourself. But it really is those things that now that I practice quarterly, if I see it, I'm like, oh, I deserve this because, you know, I want to thank myself for being able to rearrange the closet 10 minutes before I have to leave out of the house and do an outreach and then go to a rehearsal. Yes, that's what I'm going to do for myself. Yes, I'm going to take care of my feet that have been all over the Marley, turning around like I don't have good sense. You know, let me go and take care of that.
News. I'm grateful for learning new ways to take care of myself, you know?
Yeah.
Because as much as I would love to go to a spa.
Look, we'll get there.
And you know,
and y'all will too. If you have the chance to go to the spa, go do it for womankind. Don't be stupid.
Do it for all womankind.
Yes, don't just do this for yourself.
There are times when I can go, and when I can't go, I do. And I absolutely, treat myself and all of those things. But there are days and weeks when that is not possible.
Right.
So, we do what we can, but I can have that experience. I can go into my freshly cleaned bathroom.
Oh, yes.
And put some salts in the tub.
Ooh, yes,
and light a candle.
Yes.
And do all the things to make myself feel lovely and loved. And,
and tell me this, Miss Nina. Tell me this, when you get to the point where you know it's necessary to do.
Yep.
What are you feeling? Because I want to make sure that we all understand.
Yeah. What I have been chasing all my life, which I feel like I'm finally there, is listening to my intuition, what your grandmama call your first thought, your first mind, all those things, and not pushing it aside.
Right. Yeah.
Because like Monday, I was so tired because this past weekend, a dear friend of mine and I, a group of us, put on a musical workshop.
That was lovely.
And, we basically, this is a passion project that we've been working on in different ways for about 10 years.
Right.
And so it wasn't like continuous work. It was like it started 10 years ago. We did a small workshop back then, put it down, life happened, people got new jobs, people had more babies, me, all those things. Yeah. But then this year we kind of felt an urgency about it.
Right.
And so this summer we started working on this. She just showed me the picture. We started working on the music, and then we did an audition. We made offers. Right. And in 9 days we put up the first act, and we had, an open to the public workshop. And it was very well received, and like, we know what we need to do to take the next step and all of those things. Right. And I was so exhausted. And the thing is, they all laugh at me when I say this, but I felt like I did the least amount of work on this leg of it because I was the director, and I had already done the work of helping her to adapt the script. And, the thing that I had to do the most was like direct the actors, which is like, I can do that in my sleep.
Right.
So it doesn't feel like work when you're doing it, but other people had bigger jobs this go around in my mind.
Yeah.
But I felt like, I had just written and performed a one-person show again. And
right.
I was so tired. It was ridiculous. Right. And I was just like, man, I just need like the soul can do my feet.
Right.
But all I want to do is lay in this bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? My children are gone.
Yeah.
At school.
Yeah.
I don't have anywhere that I have to be. My husband is at work. I have several hours. Get in the tub, girl.
Get in the tub.
Right? But I had to talk myself into it.
And I think to be fair.
Yeah.
Because there are days when you can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so many, well, at least for me.
Yeah.
There were so many days where that was the plan. And there were so many times where I couldn't do it that once I was able to do it, I didn't even think about doing it because I was like, I can't do that. Something could happen. Right. And actually, I guess the point is you just have to keep at it and try not to get too lost in it because, it's up to you to keep that light burning when you feel that dark part settle in. And this is the time where, of course, it's going to happen because that's what's happening physically outside.
Right.
Outside of you. So it would make natural sense that it would happen on the inside. I think for artists too, this is a great time to go within and be withdrawn and be with yourself. And, I think sometimes this is where the greatest work is born.
Absolutely.
Your cousin said, what is it? Summer bodies are born in the winter. But I think that's the same as, hey, Rashida, what's up, girl? I think that's the same that can be true about the art. I mean, I think it's just a perfect time. That's when the school starts. That's when, for dancers, that's like, you about to get in and you take care of all of your technique stuff. I think that's why, like, ballet so much in the fall, especially in the fall, because that's when the hard stuff happens, so that you can bring to life the creative that happens on the months following.
It's also like a time where you get a lot of your inspiration because everything is on season right now. So it's the time where you're going to see a lot of theater, you're going to see a lot of dance, you're going to hear a lot of music, you're going to see
the art
a lot
galleries.
of you're going to the gallery, you're going to to open mics and hearing poets and all that kind of stuff. So it is a time where you're also getting ideas and letting them kind of sink in there and gestate and figure out what is it that I want to do next, what is inspiring me, and I am grateful.
Yes, grateful. Very
for that.
Grateful.
Girl, you know what I'm grateful for? And this is going to be like, I have been practicing this, and I think it's because he's the youngest, and I know I'm not having any more.
Yeah.
I think in the next incarnation of your mama, this is going to be a scene. It's a scene that I never wrote, but I've always seen in my head. Where it's like, as they grow and learn new things and you get delighted, the memories you thought you would hold forever kind of slip past you like bubbles.
I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah.
I am there.
Yeah. So it's like, when I go to pick up the baby from daycare, who is 2, he's a toddler, he's not a baby, and, they're at that age when they're like 2 and 3, where you come pick them up. And, 8 hours is like a week to them. Right. So when they see you, they're like, Mom! And
I love you so much.
And they just run and throw their arms around your neck.
Oh, my gosh.
And their little arms are only big enough to get right around your head. Yes. It's just like, it's like, I love this so much.
Oh, my gosh. You know what? I find myself doing, like, I hold on to Sage more than, like, she's even to the point where she's like, okay, could you just kind of move aside now?
You can let me go, Mom.
You can let me. But she doesn't go too far away just yet, but I'm really savoring every bit of it. Yeah. And, because now my little boy, he, one or two things will happen. Either they're not going to speak that much to you when you see them, or they'll be like Jordan, which they'll want to do it like that, but they're just too heavy. Like, you are 6 feet. I can't. You're wrapping your arms around me twice. And although I'm thankful and I'm glad that you love me, I can't breathe. What? I love her.
So funny.
But I keep looking at him and I hold his little head. Well, it's not a little head anymore. I got a big head. But, I played with his hair like I did as a child. Not to make the boy feel like he's a child or anything. Right. But, I think I now understand why my grandmother she would cook for us and she wouldn't eat. She would watch like eat. She wouldn't even pretend like she wasn't, like she would be like this watching you. And we would crack up. Me and my dad were like, why in the world is she doing that? I think that's why, because she just wanted to savor all of that. Yeah. So yeah. It's and it's those things are those are realities.
Good. They're realities. And they're good things. They're fun things. So I'm grateful for that wisdom. I'm grateful for this kind of synthesis of experience and knowledge that's happening in middle age. Like, I'm understanding, like I people who know me hear me say this all the time now, and they're like, oh, here she goes again. But I now understand my grandmothers in a much different way, because one of my grandmothers, my mother's mom, had 6 kids, and she was one of 8. My aunties will correct me. Wow. Okay. and my dad was one of 7, and Mama was one of 16. Wow. And they both got up very early in the morning. Yeah. They both were up at 5. Yep. And I know some of that. Why are you up? Right. And I know some of that is because Mama was a sharecropper. Okay. And I know Grandma Theola grew up on a farm. You know, so some of that is that. Right. And just that lifestyle and life experience. But some of that, I think I understand now, is because that was the part of the day where you got peace.
Right.
And that they had to have it.
Right.
In order to be able to get through
That's
the rest of their day.
That's right.
Because when I got to the point where it was like, I could sleep until 6:30.
Yeah, right. And that's late, honey.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like I could sleep until 6:30, get everybody up, get everybody out on time, and we'd all be on our way. And it would be like technically fine.
Yeah.
Except that I would be cranky.
Yeah.
I'm rushing everybody, so they're cranky and they're moving, so and all those things. But if I got up, I remember the day I made the decision. Girl,
really?
I was so mad. I was so mad.
Why?
Because I was like, the only way that this is going to, because I have a desire.
Right.
Say, you and I talk about this all the time.
Right.
You think of it as you're building a history, you're creating a history.
Right.
That's part of how you create.
Right.
And I have a desire. Jonathan and I have a desire to raise our kids a certain way.
Yeah.
And to have our household be a certain way.
Yeah.
And one of the things that people say about our home when they come to our home is that, or even when they observe us out, it's like, your house is just filled with laughter, isn't it? It's like, it is. And I'm grateful for that because I fiercely protect it. And this is one of the ways I protect it. I had to get over myself.
Okay.
And say, you just have to get up early.
Yeah.
Because I am a morning person, but I like my morning to be a certain way.
Right.
And the only way I'm going to get the morning the way I want it is if I can wake them up in enough time that they can kind of take their time.
Yes.
And get ready and then have a little time to fool. So I'm trying to build that habit in them.
Yeah.
Don't sleep to the last minute.
Right.
Get up, give yourself enough time to fool around and have 10 minutes to play your game on your phone. If that's
come
what
up
you
with an
wanna do.
idea.
Right. Whatever it is. If that's what you want to do in the morning, you want to be able to get up.
Right.
Brush teeth, wash face, all of that. Get dressed. Eat your breakfast, and then you want to sit down and play on your phone for 10 minutes before you have to go outside in the cold.
Right.
Then you have to get up in enough time to do that.
Right.
Because these other things you can't not do, but you don't have to play on your phone.
Right.
So if you want to do that, you got to get up in enough time. So for me, it is I just want to be able to take my time in the bathroom
without it.
I want to be able to without see, and because Jaden is 2, I don't even get that. He just pushes open the door.
Mom! I don't even close the door. Who closes the door?
Well,
well, it's all right.
but it's it is. I mean, most of the time, whatever.
Right.
But it's, so I want to be able to wash my face.
Yeah.
Cleanse my skin in the way that I want to.
Yeah.
I want to be able to make the coffee in the quiet.
Yes.
I want to have a few quiet moments with myself and my silliness and with God to just be like, hey, God, what we doing today? What we doing today? Because I don't know.
I can't do it.
And just sit there and kind of sit.
Yes, you can.
Sometimes I just want to sit on the edge of the bed for a second. You know what I mean?
And
it's so if I'm going to do that,
the
only way that's going to happen is if I get up at 5.
Yeah.
Oof. The hard part is I'm going to have to rearrange my workout because I've been working out at 5:30 once a week, and then I work out at 9 on the other days. And while I love doing that, it's getting cold now.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to be harder for me to get, because in order to get there on time, I have to actually get up at 4:30.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to do that no more.
No. Well, at least you get up at 5, because I planned my day, because I tried getting up at 5 to go to Beak Room. It just doesn't work out for me.
Well, and you gotta know yourself.
Yeah. So there are some things that, because, I am not a morning person. I am only a morning person because I have children. But in my regular life, I don't even come to life until about 8 o'clock. I get re-energized between 8 and 10.
Yep.
I'm like, unless I'm, dog tired, but on a regular day, I'm re-energized, which is why we stay up too late.
Right.
And I have to put all of us to bed. But I understand that I don't have to, I can work in the way that I need to work, the way that makes most sense. So that means I need to revisit and figure out how I want to create my day.
Yep.
And pretty much it is the same thing. Like if I want to be able to have the day that I want to be able to have, I have to sacrifice a little bit and get up at this time to give myself, I like you, I don't like to rush, and I find myself rushing, or I have found myself rushing a lot. This year has been very different. Now, one thing that has helped is that time has just simply been on my side, and I haven't had a lot of things.
Nice.
Yes, right.
Must be nice.
Time is on my side. Yes, it is. It really is this year, because one has to be off at school at a certain hour, and then there's this long time where the other one has to be at school.
Okay.
And that is nice since they're going to separate schools.
Yeah.
Before, what was happening is they were going to separate schools, but they had to leave within 30 minutes of each other.
Okay.
So as soon as I get up, time would overlap.
Yeah.
And I'm in a position where I wasn't going to a 9 to 5 every day. So I always needed to be someplace at a different time or another. And I always had to schedule and reschedule. So a lot of that stuff was working against me. And I'm very realistic in that I know my days won't be as steady until all the children are over the age of 8. I don't know why age 8 or 9 it is, but for whatever reason, I've always known that. I've always fought against that. People have always suggested, well, why don't you try this and try that? And I've tried it and it doesn't seem to work. But now all of the children are over 8, and sure enough, just what I thought before. Everything is working out because people can wipe their own booties.
Yep.
People can find their own socks for the most part. People can, wash their own faces, and up until that age, I was like, even if they were self-sufficient, I'm like, get back in there and you missed a tooth.
Yeah.
Did you brush your teeth? They're not doing that so much.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
And that's a time saver. So
it absolutely is, like, because it's a very different thing to be able to pull up and they can hop out the car and close the door than it is when you have to park, take them out of the car seat, walk them in, sign them in,
And see, and those little things, those would be the things that would be anxious for me in the fall, because I knew that was coming.
Oh, yeah.
And so...
What did we used to call my morning drop? We used to call my morning
the
drop
rush
off.
Oh, no.
My morning drop off and pickup was the Tour de France.
Oh, right.
Remember?
That's right.
Because it was pick this one up at that school. Right. Pick the one up.
Craft work.
Right. Pick the one up from high school and drop off and whatever class or rehearsal, whatever, then get the other ones from elementary school and be home to meet them, then go get the one from the daycare. I was in the car for 2.5 hours every day.
Oh my gosh. I just called it the morning. I have 3 different rush hours: morning rush hour, afternoons after school rush hour, and then evening rush hour was getting into bed. And
we're thankful. We are thankful.
Yes, we are.
We don't have that this year.
We don't have that this year. Thankful. Yes, thank you.
Thank you,
Lord. But you know what? There's a lot of stuff that you can, if you find yourself in this funk, people.
Yeah.
You absolutely have to find gratitude.
Yeah.
To keep your light burning.
Yeah.
You gotta find it. There is so much that I know you can name 5 things. Name them right now. Go.
And they can be anything, but you have to be truly grateful for it.
Yeah.
Like, I am grateful. And this is it seems like such a stupid thing, but I am grateful for Silk Almond Milk Creamer. I'm going to tell you why I'm grateful for it.
And that's not stupid. That's brilliant.
I'll tell you why I am sincerely grateful for it.
Yeah.
Because when I started my weight loss journey, and I shouldn't even call it that.
Okay.
When I started, revamping my nutrition.
Right.
What I knew I was going to have to give up was, at least in the amounts that I was consuming it, were bread, cheese, and sugar. And mocha chocolate, frappa whipped, whatever.
I'm over here convulsing.
Was part of my downfall.
Yeah.
But, because I grew up on sweet coffee and around sweet coffee.
Child, that New Orleans. Oh my gosh.
I'm saying.
Do y'all understand? What is it? Chickpeas?
No, girl.
Chicory? What is it called?
Coffee with chicory.
Chicory, yes.
Chickpeas.
I know it's something.
Blasphemy. No, but
sorry, y'all.
No, it's fine. But having the, the cream and the sweetness, not having to give that up in the morning is like a very beautiful thing for me, because I do much better when I'm not on dairy at all.
Yeah.
And but I can still have my creamy coffee.
Yeah. And this look we had today was one, because I'm a big fan of coffee light and sweet. Yeah. That's me. But this helped me. And I'm going to tell you what I am thankful for.
What are you thankful for, Kenya?
You know what? I am thankful to listen to music.
Yes.
Any kind of music. There's because when I'm with children a lot of times, and for whatever reason, electronics were never working.
Yeah.
CDs, because this is still, we're fresh into digital, but literally just two years ago, it's still a CD world, you know? Yeah. So, and it still is to a certain degree, but the CDs that I listened to were all messed up because my children messed all of those up. And the only thing I could listen to was anything that has to do with children's shows or Jurassic Park or anything. So I couldn't listen to I couldn't go and just listen to music and play it in my car.
Right.
So I'm really grateful that I can get a song to pop in my head, put it into the phone, hook it up to the car and listen to. That is such a luxury. So I feel like I can dance again, I can sing again, in a way that I wasn't able to for the last 5 to 7, 8 years.
That's real.
Yeah, it is real. I'm like, I haven't been able to connect with my I'm a dancer. How can this happen?
We need what's going on. We need the music.
First, you take away CDs. I can't study the CD jacket anymore. Because that was my thing. I would go to 68th Street and Broadway, and whenever I would look for music, I would just take the day.
Yeah.
And go there and study the jackets of these things and listen to music and talk to musicians and get advice. And, it's a social event. Right. And so that once the digital age came, it took all of that away. And then I became a mommy on top of that. So anything I was listening to, I couldn't listen to anymore because that got replaced with, is it Putumaya? Putumaya, which I love, by the way. Love them. Is your horse a single footer, Uncle Joe? Uncle Joe is your horse. I love the folk ones.
No,
but I also love the what's it? Little and not still not strong like tiger. No. Always hungry.
Oh my God.
As we get ready to get geared for the Thanksgiving season and holiday season.
Yes.
Think about those things and how you can, just think about it. I'm not telling you what to do.
No,
do what you want to do.
And I found a really good how to practice gratitude.
Yeah.
Thing. I am not going to butcher this woman's name. Mm-hmm. But her first name is Sonia.
Yes.
Sonia L. That's what we'll call her. Mm-hmm. And she has several different things, but there's one that there's a couple that I really like. She has the journal, which, everybody kind of says that. And writing really does work for a lot of people. Okay. And if you can find time to do that, you can do that. You can even, we are in the digital age. You can open up the notes.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm not a writer, so yeah.
And just be like, I'm grateful for bloop,
Yeah, right.
And put it in there real quick.
Or you can speak into it if you have that kind of fun.
Absolutely. Right. You can absolutely do that. And one of the things she says, is expressing gratitude directly to one another. Something a practice that my sister and I keep up, which is something she learned from Mama Gina's School of Womanly Arts.
Oh, yes.
That book.
Yes.
If you've ever heard of that. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. But one thing we practice is the Trinity. And what you do with the Trinity is you say what you're grateful for, and then no, I'm wrong. First you brag.
Oh, you brag.
Yeah, first you have to brag.
Okay.
Then you say something that you're grateful for, and then you express a desire. right?
Oh.
So I'll give you an example.
Give me an example. Yes, that sounds good.
We give an example.
I don't get a chance to
Yes,
brag.
Trinity.
Oh
yes.
my gosh, because I think that's very important that you should brag.
We're gonna get you into
without being
Trinity.
stupid, you know.
Right. So sometimes you're silly. So sometimes like we'll just like text each other like Trinity. You know?
Okay.
So and you get specific, right? Mm-hmm. So like I brag that today I took care of myself. Cool. And did things to make myself feel better, like putting on a full face of makeup.
Yes, it's beautiful, you all.
Thank you. And continuing my 30-day self-taping challenge. There's an actor group I belong to on Facebook, and so we're doing this self-taping challenge just to kind of keep our skill set up.
Okay.
And so I brag that I did that in spite of feeling like crap. I am grateful that I pushed through and did my workout.
Yes.
And then did that thing because then I was energized enough to be in a good place to do the podcast.
Oh,
today.
Good. Okay.
Those things really helped me.
Yes.
Not be like, Kenya, let's not. Which a big part of me really wanted to be like, can we just take a nap?
Well, I came in and was upside down like somebody's dog Spot, folded my arms in and snuggled up into her couch. I'm sure that didn't help you.
Okay, last, my desire. So I did a brag. I'm grateful for it. And my desire is to finish the year strong and complete the very special goals that you and I have.
That's my desire too.
Which are a secret, but you will learn about in the upcoming episode.
Oh my gosh.
So that's how you do a Trinity. You brag.
Okay.
You express gratitude, and then you express a desire.
I would like to brag about something.
Brag. Can you brag?
Okay. I made the best big pot of chili yesterday that I believe, in the midst of Halloweening, that was able to bring our family together for us, an impromptu family gathering.
Yes.
And I am grateful that I was able to be the center of bringing the family together, even if it was for a small amount of time, unexpectedly.
Yes.
And I desire that same thing that I can't talk about right now, but that we'll talk about in the next. A project that has been in my head for nearly 25 years that I'm working with Nina and another person.
Miss Zeta. Hey,
yes, Zeta! That we're working with to bring that to finally launch it this month, which is happening this month. So
gonna be exciting.
It really is. It really is. So I am. Yeah, that's it.
That's awesome. Woo! And we just want to put on your radar again, Miss Kelli. Kelli Dawn,
she's back.
Yes, she's back from her tour de France, right? That she took for all womankind.
Oh my gosh, you all will be so happy.
Yes, and we want to shout her out again. That we interviewed her in our milestone episode 10, which is also the bloopers episode. And we just want to shout her out because today fathomsoffantasy.com launches.
Yeah!
And the new season of Shameless debuts this weekend. It comes back this weekend, and she is on 3 or 4 episodes of the new season of Shameless. So Miss Kelli Dawn Hancock.
Kelli Dawn!
Shout her out.
Oh my gosh. I forgot to mention something that happened last week that I should have mentioned.
Yes.
I hope this is not a Debbie Downer, but I wanted to make sure that I acknowledge the great Robert Guillaume.
Ah, yes.
He spoke at, I think his daughter went to TSU as well, but he spoke at our commencement, my commencement.
Yes.
And what he said was, I'm trying to think of the exact quote. I can't seem to find it right now, but he said something about, when you're dealing with life, don't let those things that are disabilities stop you from creating your best work. You know, he had an accident. He was wheelchair bound for the second half of his life, but it never stopped him from being a great actor and a great man. And so I just wanted to, you know, give the family my condolences, but to also just acknowledge him as one of the great actors.
Absolutely.
One of the most wonderful men.
Yes.
So, yes, that's all.
Yes,
I wanna make sure.
Mr. Guillaume, we have to.
Yeah.
It's apropos because we started out talking about the ancestors.
Yes, that's true. Go on! Get out of here! Woo! Woo! That's I love that part.
That's her Rafiki.
Yes, that just sends chills up my spine. Oh my God. Well, what are you going to do? I love that moment. I love that moment because it remind, you know, what I feel is the energy when you're wise enough to figure it out and figure out that your life means something and what you do means something, and you finally figured out and you have that full support system.
Right.
You know, that's what it reminds me of. But I also like screaming it too.
Right.
So, yes. Well, y'all, thank you all very much. This has been a wonderful episode. We can't wait to just talk to you again next time.
And hit us up.
Yes, please. Can we be Twittered? Yes. Can we be emailed? Can we be Facebooked? Can we be... What else?
All of those
Instagram did?
Yeah, all of those things we can
Well, yes, hit us up. Subscribe, like.
Right.
Pursue.
Our email is harmonizednk@gmail.com.
Oh my gosh.
Our Twitter is @harmonizedpod. Our Instagram is @harmonizedpod. And if you look up Harmonized Podcast with Nina and Kenya on Facebook, you can find us there.
Yes.
And I just wanted to shout out our new friends again.
Yes.
The Spilled Tea Podcast.
Love them.
They just were awesome. And they were like, listen, we love y'all. This was on Twitter.
Yeah.
Amazing discussion. Great personalities. Hilarious. We'll definitely be tuned in every week. Thank you, girl.
Give you kisses every week.
Yes, so go follow them.
Yes, check them out.
They are members of our #BlackPod family.
That's right. Ugawa. If you know the ending, you finish it.
All right, y'all. We out of here.
Okay.